let's take this same tritone and move each note 1/2 step higher. This should contain the 3rd and 7th of 2 different dominant 7th chords. Here's one, D7, here's the 3, and here's the flat 7, and the other dominant 7th is G sharp. Here's the flat 7, here's the 3 for G sharp. Now let's lower the original tritone 1/2 step. So the notes are E and B flat. Again, this tritone could imply 2 different 7th chords. One is C7, here's the 3, here's the flat 7, and the other is F sharp 7. Here's the flat 7 and here's the 3. Now amongst the chords we just described were G7, C7, and D7, which are the chords we used for the traditional 12-bar blues progression we saw earlier. So let's see if we can play tritones to imply those chords. Here's the G. Now to play the C chord, we just lower the tritone 1/2 step. And to play D7, we raise the tritone 1/2 step. Now let's see if we can play the turnaround for our previous blues example using tritones. Remember that it consisted of dominant 7th chords progressing through the circle of fifths. The first chord was E7, so we can use this tritone. The next chord was A7, so we can all we have to do is lower this tritone 1/2 step. Next chord was D7. Now all I have to do is lower the tritone again 1/2 step, and finally G. Notice we're moving the bass up in fourths and moving the tritones down in 1/2 steps. Now let's add a note to the top of each tritone in a turnaround, a 4th higher than the highest note. So a 4th higher than D is G. So here's our E7 chord with the added G note, which becomes an augmented 9th. For A7, the added note G flat becomes a 13th. For D7, the added note becomes an added 9th. And for G7, the added note becomes a 13th. So the note added on a 4th higher alternates between being a 9th, an augmented 9th, and the 13th as it goes down in 1/2 steps. Now let's hear the chords played with a horn patch.